I don't think it's muted. I fixed it. Yeah, but basically, I'm glad you enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I did dearly want to go and see it at the cinema. But I'm never going to go to that cinema again because it was a horror show. It was an absolute horror show. I'm never going to go to cinema in Swindon again. I might go to an IMAX somewhere nice. Oh, that was the other thing. It was the Swindon IMAX. But it was in the queue, it was awful. The cinema was dirty. The service was horrible. The thing didn't work. Getting shouted out in the cinema to put your phones down and things like that, like some gangster. It was awful. But when did you see that today, Deadpool and Wolverine?
I worked today, so yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday evening.
People are saying the volume's low. We probably have to sit a bit closer to the microphone. I don't know how to make the volume louder.
Well, that's just your volume.
Other than to sit closer.
Let me have a play.
Hello. Don't. What are you doing? Don't press. What are you pressing the button? Properties. This is streaming, and you're pressing buttons. What I do is I don't touch anything. This is basically how you set it up and how you fit all those years ago. Desktop audio. What is that? Mic.
I'm boosting you a little bit.
You're boosting. Hello. Very quiet, but greetings from Australia. Evening Sultan and the other one. Hi Stylus. Hi Dagda. A high Blood Buffalo. Blood Buffalo, you could probably not hear us because there's a hurricane or something there. Sultan's pressing button.
I'm waiting for someone to tell me either it's too loud or too quiet or nothing's happening.
Is it getting louder? Is this louder? Can you guys hear better? What have you pressed there? Mic auxiliary.
Mic auxiliary decibels. So
decibels.
Yeah, it might not be making much difference because I've only gone up by 5.
We might have to sit closer to the microphone. We need to. It's better apparently. Okay. But is it better?
I'm gonna go up 10.
You're gonna
and then just don't scream at them.
Turn it up to 11. Turn it up to 11.
I mean, it goes to 100. Well, it goes more. It's just decibels.
Decibels.
Decibels. See, dB. Decibel.
dB.
Yeah.
It's slowly getting louder. Apparently, says hi Marshall Bungle. It's louder when Sultan faces the microphone. We'll leave it there. Hello and welcome. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to the Talkie Tuesday live stream. I found someone to take away the heartache, to take away the loneliness I've been feeling since you've been gone. Since you've been gone. Do you know that song?
No.
It's an 80s classic.
There we go.
There was lots of good things about the 80s. The music, one of them.
Yeah.
There were some very bad things about the 80s as well. Like olive oil, you kind of bought it from a pharmacy. You'd never get it in Asda. The diet has gone up since then.
Olive oil is good.
I know olive oil is good, but we didn't know that in the 80s, okay? We were still eating, chicken fried nuggets and things like that. Greg Chimman, thank you for being here 24 months. Like the stream, thank you for your members. Please stop. I'll sing if I want to, guys. Thanks for the hats. We've put on the summer hats today because it gets hot in this room. The windows are open. And this is the summer hats because it's the other one. Last week it got a bit too toasty. Is it warmer now? No. Is it louder now? Can you hear us better? All right, there we go. More than loud enough. 11. We're not at 11, we're at 10.
Yes. And if people are having to turn down their volume, that's probably a good thing because it means we're loud enough for everyone else.
I can't wait to see how you feel about losing to Imperial agents after you trashed them in the earlier video. Now
you lost to Space Marines and a Knight. That's what happened. It wasn't Imperial agents.
Exactly. I was handicapped from turn 1 because I was fighting with 75% of an army.
Yeah.
Because someone did a bajillion damage to one of my units in turn. That will never happen again with a neutron laser going.
Well, it happened twice.
What?
Not the 20 damage part, but the roll in. So the sustained hits thing. I rolled to the sustained hits twice in that game to get 4 shots with the huge gun.
I know.
Never had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that huge gun do 20 damage ever.
No.
And we'll never see it again.
Well, that's the max it can do on its data sheet. And you usually go, okay, yeah, it'll probably do like 4 then.
Blood Buffalo can hear, but still kind of low. Cracking it up to 11.
No, I'm not going to turn this up anymore because other people are saying it's loud. So that's a you problem. Sorry, mate.
Did Games Workshop send me the boarding actions book?
Oh, it's a wibbly wobbly book.
Yes. Next question.
It's not a hardback, it's a wibbly wobbly.
You know the boarding actions, the thing that they did at end of 9th edition with all the boarding actions things?
Yes.
We did some boarding actions.
We did.
Sit closer to the microphone. Come on.
I don't want to go any closer.
Come closer to me. They've been this is boarding action missions, and they've been putting lots of different boarding actions missions in White Dwarf since the end of 9th edition. Like, I actually had a look at the most recent White Dwarf in Asda the other day and flicking through it, and there was like 3 missions for boarding actions in the White Dwarf.
Oh.
And what this does is it's brought all those missions together and sort of summarised the rules for 10th in here. Sultan a bit quieter than Winters. That's because I'm deliberately speaking loud. Sultan...
I'm not talking. I'm listening. That's why I'm quiet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So that boarding actions, your group is getting into the boarding... It does look fun. Boarding actions report when?
There's other stuff to do first.
That's That's good. That's very professional of you. Very professional of you.
Yes.
Talking about other stuff, you have a book with you, which you've studied.
I have studied. I've learned.
You've learned.
What have I learned?
What have you learned?
What have I learned?
What have you learned? Do you think Imperial agents would work as a standalone army using the detachments in there?
There are 4 detachments, and one of them, possibly. I was told to wear a hat, so here I am. That's why I'm wearing it. But yeah, one of the detachments can possibly work, and it's the one that's like the fleet detachment, which gives you +1 to hit. You choose a unit. It's like Oath of Moment. You choose a unit, instead of re-rolling hits, you get +1 to hit. Your whole army against it. It's good.
Okay.
And the other half of it is, instead of doing that, you could also choose an objective and get +1 OC leadership and a 5-up invuln when you stand on it. So that's also good. The issue is that there's no anti-tank and not a huge amount of like elite in this book. The closest you get is the Grey Knights.
The Hobo, thank you for your 19 months. Oh, Mortalis and Heresy went, and hi to you. Hi to you too. Thank you for your 19 months. Oh, Mortalis and Heresy don't know. Market Day, welcome to the 13th Fleet, my friend. Tier 3. Which means you get an extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesday. Sorry for interrupting. Continue.
It's a book.
So the Navy one would kind of work.
Kinda.
Say you went up against Blood Angels charging at you.
Blood Angels always win, but that's because they're Blood Angels.
Say you went up against Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights with big stompy robots of doom stomping.
It's possible you'll outscore the Knights because you have more units, but you won't be able to kill them.
So just like I said in my, not rant of a video, just like I said in that one, that perhaps the only way to win with that book would be to hoard up as much as possible, take some ball control. Do you concur?
Basically, yeah. It's all the stuff in here is pretty cheap. I mean, the points are probably going to change, but they're probably going to be hoard up, and that's the only way you can do it. Because all the good units you're going to take like 3 of. The
Prussian Badger, thank you for your donation. Love you. Good evening. He wants to know who's Sultan's favourite Imperial agent and why is it Kafus Kane and Jurgen? Have you read any of Kafus Kane stuff?
I have listened to a lot of them.
You know, Jurgen with his melter and all that.
Yeah.
Is he your favourite Imperial agent? And Dagda, thank you for your 13 months. 30 months. Imperial agents, pick one. It can be Kafus Kane and Jurgen. He's not mine.
Well, I mean, like, Gaunt's Ghosts count as Astra Militarum.
They do.
They don't count as Imperial agents, right?
No.
So it's probably, I mean, in terms of agents, well, I mean, Ravenor and Eisenhorn exist.
Yes.
That's a hard one. Kafus Kane's great, and Jurgen's also great, despite the fact he stinks.
Yeah.
For me, it's probably got to be like
I got
Ravenor, though.
I got one. Guess who my favourite Imperial agent is?
Who?
Cherubel.
Cherubel?
You know, Ravenor's...
Oh, yeah. The demon host. Eisenhorn's buddy, yeah.
Technically, he works for the Imperium.
Technically.
Yeah, you can bring demon hosts, just not in that book. Why in the Imperial Agents book, when you can bring Inquisitors, isn't there demon hosts?
It'd probably be a Legends rule. And to be honest, that's a big part about this book. What I thought they might have been fixing parts of is that a lot of the cool stuff from other factions is in Legends now.
The cool stuff.
a lot of, I mean, librarians with jump packs and captains on bikes are legends.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool stuff.
and that's the cool stuff. And that's basic stuff you need.
But
You'd have hoped that a lot of the stuff in here
yeah,
would mean that you don't have to have as many legends because they're in here.
yeah,
Not the Space Marine stuff, bad example, but the Cherubel and the Demon Host and
yeah.
bits and pieces like that.
But that was their attempt to add the cool stuff back in for 10th edition.
Yeah, there's no Eisenhorn in this book.
There's no Eisenhorn.
There's an Eisenhorn model and there's no Eisenhorn in this book.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thanks for joining the stream.
Hello.
If you're in the stream, thank you. This is Sultan Plays from Sultan Plays YouTube channel. Go over to him, give him a sub, give him a tickle. Thank you very much.
Paler than ever.
At least
turn that down slightly.
It's
No, it's making it worse. Never mind.
it's a daylight lamp that I use painting with. You can turn
I'm
the
not
other
used
one
to
on,
seeing
but it's
daylight. Apparently, look, I match your cabinet.
yeah. Yeah, any donations that you give to the stream this evening, at least 1% will go to Sultan from Sultan Plays.
What's 1% of €10? Like 1 cent? Yes.
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 I gave you a book.
Pennies. Thanks.
If
penny,
you-
penny sweets don't exist anymore.
If you didn't get that book for free, and let's face it, I got it for free as well.
Would I have bought it?
Yes.
I had a big, because there was a time when prior to properly reading it, you were like, "Oh, this could be good. I
could
might
be.
keep hold of this because I have a lot. You have a lot of
was
Imperium. I have a lot of Imperium. You were excited
So
about
looking
it,
forward to it.
and so was I. And I was like, "Ooh, if it's good enough that Winters is going to keep it, I may buy it." But £37 for a codex
Is it?
absolutely redonkulous.
Is it?
Do you know how much they're charging for the special edition ones at the moment?
How much?
£65.
Adam's at 65 quid.
65
Look,
quid.
it should be the Sultan's show. It's so much better. £65 for a limited. I think they might end up with a few copies of those left over.
Yeah.
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 Anything we can do to see more Winters and Sultan's battle reports? Yes, tomorrow for Tier 3 channel members. There is a 3,000 point game between me and Sultan. Basically, what it is here's the thing, because there's one coming out on Sunday, which is me and you, and one coming out on Wednesday, which is me and you. Normally, that wouldn't normally happen, but how often do I actually manage to film one in advance for a codex dropping and getting it out on time? So the one that was going to fit in the slot on Sunday, which was the 3,000 point Salamanders versus Necrons that we did, which is really good. It came down
game.
to last dice roll. That was brutal as well. A lot of stuff by 2 turns. I think like 2/3 of our
Given
arm.
how many models I had, I mean, for
Yeah.
Space Marines, I had, 80 models? And you had a lot too.
You killed
yeah.
yeah. That was going to be the Saturday one, Sunday one, and that one's a banger.
Is that coming out tomorrow now
That's
instead?
coming out tomorrow now instead.
For the lovely paying members.
It's a good one.
Someone keeps asking, I can't see... Oh yeah, about the Auto Xenos detachment. I saw it ahead and I was like, someone's asked me something and I missed it.
Auto Xenos.
Basically, they're asking, can it be played competitively? Is it an actual detachment? For Deathwatch, no, it's not, because you don't use all the Space Marine units that Deathwatch are famous for. And to my shock and horror, which I thought would be in here, even though they hadn't mentioned it, so I should have seen it, all the Primaris kill teams don't exist anymore. They're not in here. They're going to Legends. That was announced to the Warhammer community, but it was after we'd seen the book. So for me, seeing this was a surprise.
Right.
So they're going to Legends, which again is another example of how being Legends is the only way you could really play Deathwatch using this right now. And that's assuming they put the Deathwatch Primaris kill teams with an Imperial Agents army and not with a Space Marine army when they put it into a Legends slot.
How many points of Deathwatch have you got?
I've got about 4,000 points of Deathwatch.
How many Terminators?
None.
Bikers?
None.
Jumpy dudes?
Lots.
How many vehicles and things?
Lots of dreadnoughts, lots of vehicles.
Because the jumpy dudes aren't even Legends options now. They're just black Space Marines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so... Yeah, there's a lot that's weird there. Like, I built all the Primaris kill teams. So I have one of each Primaris style kill team and 2 of another.
Right.
And you can't officially use these with this book.
No.
Unless the Legends rules when they come out. And again, if you're trying to play competitively, you can't use them. Yeah. You basically have to run them as Space Marines, and you can bring a max at 2,000 points of 2 Deathwatch kill teams with them.
So you bring this book,
Yes.
and you play your Deathwatch using an Ironstorm Spearhead, Firestorm, Gladius Strike Force, chuck in a couple of Deathwatch kill teams,
And Watchmaster and Artemis or something,
which
yeah.
don't have the Adeptus Astartes keyword, so
you
don't
can't
get
use any
Oath of
detachments.
Moment
No.
for
And
some.
Corvus Black Stars aren't dedicated transports.
No.
So they count as your point. You can take 2 retinue units at 2,000 points.
Yeah.
So you can take 2 Deathwatch kill teams, veterans, or 2 Corvus Black Stars, or one of each. And yes, your Deathwatch don't get Oath of Moment. They do always reroll 1s, and if you're fighting aliens, they reroll everything for that unit. So the Oath of Moment thing isn't so bad.
No, that's true.
When you're playing them as Space Marines, as long as you're playing against aliens.
Yes.
But then the way I personally would play Deathwatch, plugging them into a Space Marine army, is exactly what I did in the last battle report, which is you bring the Inquisitor that gives them +1 to hit, and they're re-rolling 1s anyway. So if you're fighting Chaos and you happen to have Deathwatch in there, you're still basically hitting on 2s re-rolling.
Put that Inquisitor in with the thing.
Yeah.
Add your... So, are we going to see your Deathwatch attached to a lot of your Space Marine forces going forward just so you can get them on the table? Or are we going to see your Deathwatch fielded as Black Space Marines at all? Do you have the inkling, do you have the urge to do that? Did that book give you the urge?
I'm a freak. I bought another box of Deathwatch after our game.
You did?
Well, firstly, because I'm worried they're going to change the models in the future. Not worried, it'd be a good thing. But they're going to change the models. They're £25. For models from GW, that's cheap for 5 guys. Because 3 Inner Circle lads is 37 quid or something. So £25 for 5 Deathwatch has tricked me into thinking that's a good deal.
Right.
So I picked them up so I could optimise slightly better. Because my squad was just weird with what I had.
Right.
So I'm going to have a 10-man squad where I can flip and change. And yes, I am probably more likely to field my Deathwatch, that squad, now than I was previously because I can plug them into my Imperial armies.
Okay.
But the rest of the Deathwatch army that's sat on the shelf, that's all Primaris and the new models that they made us want to buy because they did kill teams,
yes,
ain't really going to see the table.
Here's a question for you.
Times.
Hans Pham said, I'm really new to this. Are they not playable as their own thing anymore?
Not really.
Yes
no.
and no.
Yes, technically because of this book, you can run Deathwatch. Auto Xenos is the Deathwatch detachment.
Yes.
With the special issue ammunition, all the stratagems around it. But if you want to run them as they used to be, as Space Marines, you have to run them as Space Marines with limited options in this book.
Yeah, because if you run them in that book, there's basically a couple of captains and a plane and a unit. And that's not an army.
No, it's a great thing to add to other armies.
Yes.
And that's kind of the key point in this book. There's 1 detachment that works in this book, 3 that don't, really. Okay. And then the other bit where you can plug whatever's in this book into other Imperial armies is good. I think that is good. So what Painted Plastic Miniatures said there, like putting kill teams into other armies, I also like that, which is why I picked up more Deathwatch. That is a cool thing. It's just a shame that all the... other stuff isn't in there, all the Primaris stuff. And no, Auto Xenos is not good because only Deathwatch.
Only Deathwatch.
Yeah, so all the other fun stuff in this army, Inquisitors and that, don't get anything from it, really.
It's like, like when you run detachments, say the Necron Hypercrypt thingy bob, and it says Canoptic, so you only get Canoptic stuff. Or if you run, what are the other detachments? Like, it says, like Orcs, Bully Boys, that only affects Knobs and Mega Knobs.
Or the Beast Snagger things. Yeah, it's just them. Yeah.
There's the one for the Sisters where, it's very specific.
Yes.
And the Deathwatch detachment in that book affects basically a couple of units. And that's it. The entire rest of the book, which you can bring along, no benefits whatsoever.
Yeah, and the rest of the book, data sheet-wise, definitely a few exceptions to this rule. Like some of the characters and assassins are amazing, but the other stuff doesn't fit in with Deathwatch very well.
Scott Hemming, thank you for your 2 months. I appreciate you. Are we going to see any more Legion Imperialis battle reports in the future? Don't really see any other channels uploading it. No, carry on.
Okay. Basically, if you want Auto Xenos detachment, it's the same as the Index. It's your Deathwatch Index you have right now for the next week.
Did the other kill teams go to Legends?
Yes.
So you can run...
you can do it casual, but we just don't know if they're Legends for Imperial Agents, and therefore can be running this book, or if they're Legends for Space Marines.
Yeah.
That's what we don't know yet.
I'm
presuming this, and it means casual play is great.
Yeah.
You still don't get tanks, though. Because
this book, remember, we've got the pre-order copy. We've got the pre-order copy here. And obviously, they've said that when this book comes out, there's some things that we don't know yet. We're waiting for the book release. So, for example, here's the points values of all the things in this book.
They'll already be wrong.
And they've said that when this book comes out, there'll be 2 points values for everything. In the back, there's 1 points value for everything.
So the points value we have access to and that we used in the latest battle report is the points value for running an Imperial Agents army. They've said when you're running it with like plugging these units into other Imperial armies,
Like
it'll be
you
more
did.
expensive.
Yeah,
So but I think these are more expensive than they need to be.
yeah.
It's 210 points for 10 Death Watch.
So these
Really expensive.
These might be the points that they are to plug into something else.
Perhaps.
And the second lot of points might be cheaper if you run them on their own.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, when these books come out, they're not accurate
Yes.
at time of release.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Almost
yeah.
every book we've seen, the points are cheaper.
say hello to
It's
Monkey.
Hi, Monkey.
Hi, Monkey. How you
Yeah.
doing?
Oh.
No football this evening? No?
Why did you immediately start trying to Welsh?
That wasn't... That
It was trying it this evening.
that's
Yeah,
the-
you went...
Do you think that was Welsh?
Well, no, I didn't do it Welsh. You did.
I was
Kinda.
aiming for idiot, not Welsh.
You nailed both.
Thanks.
Congrats. Yeah. Yeah.
Damned Legion's got 8k points in Death Watch and over 300 miniatures.
Yeah. There's two things I want to
Nice,
say.
just finished the
One
football.
is D-Bagus Maximus. It
D-Bagus
says, great
Maximus.
name. It says in Portugal, Death Watch are called Vigilia de Morte. That sounds awesome.
Vigilia de Morte.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's better than Death Watch.
Nice.
That is. There is. Vigil of Death.
So, do you think... I mean, here's the thing. I think what they've done is... This is... Are Death Watch going to come back? Are they going to get an 11th edition treatment in 3 months, 3 years' time?
I have no idea.
When they suddenly get their own codex and their own...
I have no idea. Some of the recent releases I've been so excited for have shaken me slightly. So I genuinely don't know the trend anymore.
Okay.
There's been certain bits I've predicted because of like the themes of other armies and what they've done with them that just haven't happened. We've been dunking on this a little bit just because we've been answering people. I do think this is a really awesome idea.
The idea is awesome.
Yeah, and I think the execution leaves it wanting, but the fact that you have so many cool things going on in here that you can plug into other Imperial armies is still a great thing.
It's a great idea.
It's still lovely. And I'm definitely still pleased that we ended up with this book because I'm going to be using it. Would I have bought it? I don't know.
Dude, it's a brilliant... I like the allies... I like the demons that you can plug into chaos. I like anything. It's a great idea, poorly executed, because I can't see this book being for competitive people because it's got one las cannon in it. So if you take it to tournaments and things, you're going to lose. There are ways that you can add some beef to the bones, like the Navy thing.
Stick a Canis Rex Knight in there.
And a knight, yeah. You could bring this and have a Canis Rex Knight to add some guns. And the Navy thing with a rogue trader. There's ways to beef it up, but you still have one las cannon and a knight, you'll lose. So it's not really for competitive players. And then for narrative players, what we want is more of a playground and more options.
Well,
and
this
there's
is
not
where
enough
the
options.
Legends rules come in, right?
Right.
Some of the Legends stuff, I think, will really help this, which is a strange thing to say because this is technically a brand new army, technically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's odd. But, yeah, I think when the Legends data sheets come out and I get to use all the Primacy bits with these and I get to think, we can bring some really cool armies.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see. RTRT is asking about Blood Angels. We'll get to Blood Angels in a bit. Hold your nipply thoughts to yourselves. We'll get there. What is the best things in this book? What are the best
data sheets?
In your opinion,
The
if you
four-
wanted to field some good stuff.
The 4 best data sheets in this book are the 4 assassins. The assassins, I won't give too much away. Well, I suppose we can,
Yeah, you
can't
can,
we? Yeah,
you
it's
can.
past the
Give
thing.
everything away.
Yeah.
Give it all very
The
away.
4 assassins are absolutely immense, and I love how they work. So basically, you've still got your 4. You've got your Calidus, your Calexus, your Eversur, and your Vindicare. Now, everyone saw the Vindicare.
On Sunday,
I was about to say in action, but frankly, he was just shooting into the sky.
it was a rookie.
So the Vindicare on paper is really, really good. I just kept rolling 1s. But generally, he's hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, and killing everything he touches.
And he's the only unit in the entire 40k that can target lone operatives and snipe them out.
Yes.
If he manages to hit or wound.
Yes.
Which
And once per game, he can just do critical wounds.
Yes.
Yeah. instead.
Yes.
So yeah, worst sniper in my someone just said worst sniper ever in my hands. Yes.
Yeah.
On paper, really good.
The dice really told the story in that battle report with your Vindicare.
Yeah. Well, the tank was sniping for him, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So he's cool. We saw what he kind of is supposed to do.
Yes.
Didn't happen. The Eversir is amazing. So, firstly, he's the only assassin who has a deadly demise ability, and I love that. He blows up if he dies, if you roll a 6. He's a lone operative. They all are. Easy. And he has Scouts 9. Now, so that means he's going to move 9, and then he has a movement of 9. So that's 18 inches as the game begins, if you get first turn.
Yep.
Once per battle, he can do another normal move, add 6 inches to his move, and add 3 to the attack's characteristics of his weapons.
And
so he's moving
add
18.
6 to a move. It's not an advance roll.
It's an addition. So he does his 9-inch scouts.
Yes.
He does his 9-inch move.
Yes.
And then he does his 6-inch extra move. That's 24 inches before a charge, and he can still charge. So if you want to use him as an absolute weapon...
That's 24 inches.
There you go. Congrats. Yeah.
In turn 1.
In turn 1, if you want to do it that way.
And then blows up in the lines.
Yes. He could also shoot and declare a charge in a turn which he advanced.
That's it. I'm sold. Everyone get this book. That is so cool. Assassins for the win. That book is so balanced, so well written. It's so good. The Assassins also have a rule where when you rock up, you can have a...
As long as you're using this book. As long as you're not plugging them into another book.
As long as you're using that book, you can switch out your assassin during deployment.
As long as they're not more expensive.
Yeah.
So basically, at the moment, 3 of the assassins, so everyone except the Vindicare, is 125 points. That will probably change.
Yeah.
Though it does seem pretty balanced to me at that cost for what you're getting here. The Vindicare is 105. He's the cheapest. But basically, if you bring a 125 point lad or lady... If you decide that, the Eversir isn't best suited because I'm fighting Thousand Suns, you can go, okay, as this guy's in a transport, the Eversor's going away, the Calexis Assassin's going in. And it's called Shadow Assignment.
Shadow Assignment.
Your opponent doesn't know which assassin
It's the best book ever.
For this specific thing alone, I'm going the wrong way. For this specific stuff alone, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really cool.
So the best thing in the book is the assassins.
Yeah.
But they always were the coolest, right?
Kinda, yeah.
You know, like in Heresy, they've got like 8 assassins now. Why?
Yeah,
and that book came out. Well, there's like the Venomous Assassin, the Infosite Assassin, the other ones from the Heresy. When that book came out, they just released Cortez, the guy with the magic trousers, the wrong trousers grommet, that guy. The Inquisitor with the wrong trousers.
I don't know what you're on about.
No, the fella with the eagle and the
you
wrong trousers. No, that guy. How do you say that?
Kotias.
Him. Wrong trousers, grommet.
Yes.
Oh
yeah, the magical trousers.
The only model released in that. They could have released 2 more assassins as well, because the assassins.
They didn't even need to release them. They just go, hey, here's what you got in Heresy.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? Because they already exist, as you said.
Yeah.
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 Be cool.
Hi, stranger, come knocking.
Yeah. You know, stranger come knocking. I hope he doesn't mind me saying he got offered a job at Siege Studios.
Did he?
He's a fucking legend. When I say that, sorry, I'm allowed to swear. He's a legend.
Probably not.
Lovely boy. Yeah. Lovely boy. Vindicare can't shoot Elder Farseers. Yes, they can.
Yes, they can.
They can ignore Lone Operative these days.
Yes, they can. They can. The only thing in the book. Apart from assassins, what have the Romans ever done for us? What are the
aqueducts?
Best things? Well, apart from the aqueduct and the assassins.
Oh, stability in the region. Yeah.
Crime around this place. It was awful.
Yeah. Language. Yeah. You know, better. You know, interesting language. That big influence. On
and
us.
The roads go without saying. I mean, everyone loves the roads. Yeah. Orgies, says Blood Buffalo.
Olive oil and olive.
Orgies. Apart from the orgies, what is the best thing in this book?
Well,
you data mined it. You found some combos.
Well, okay. There's one combo I can think of off the top of my head.
Because we've agreed at this point it is the greatest codex they've written. Right?
That's ever lived. Yeah. So there's a couple of things in here. So one, the Deathwatch veterans themselves, despite being limited in plugging into other armies, the Deathwatch kill teams are really good. So a cool way to run them as a 5-man is bring 2 heavy thunderhammers, black shield weapons, which is like twin linked weapons basically.
Right.
A guy with a sword and board, so he has an invuln, and then a sergeant with the necro phase Xenophase Blade,
Right.
which does devastating wounds and a shield. That's a cool way of doing
Damn
it.
Legion says Navigator 12 and Deep Strike Denial.
Yeah.
The Navigator has a 12-inch Deep Strike Denial.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's the best thing in the book.
No.
I mean, it's there.
There's an Inquisitor which passes a psychic power, and so long as they don't roll a 1, you can't shoot them if you're more than 18 inches away.
Oh yeah, the best Inquisitor in the book is Korea Draxus, which I think she's the latest one released. So surprise, surprise.
Plus
Well,
one to
other
hit.
than Kotiaz, but yeah.
+1 to hit for a unit.
She gives +1 to hit as long as they're shooting Xenos.
Yep.
And well, the way they worded it is strange.
It's not
Basically, as
Chaos
long as it's
or
not Chaos or Imperium. So I'm guessing there's some aliens that don't have the Xenos keyword.
Well,
I don't know what that would be, but
uh,
or do just Tyranids and that not have a Xenos keyword?
well, they won't have the Chaos keyword or the Imperium keyword.
But they do have a Xenos keyword. Why don't they just say shoot Xenos?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's how they've chosen to do it. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's good. If you stick a Rogue Trader...
A Rogue Trader. 4 models is the Rogue Trader entourage.
Yeah, so Rogue Trader with the medic who brings D3 people back.
D3.
Yeah.
Right.
You stick her with 10 breaches. 'cause that's a
Navy
big squad,
breaches.
and they have the shotguns, which are strength 4.
Right.
You give her the give them the detachment to get +1 to hit, so now hit on 3s, fine, like a Space Marine. That's kind of cool.
Yes.
You give them the enhancement that lets her do stratagems for 0 CP, specifically named stratagems in here.
0 CP. So 4, the Rogue Trader, 3 other things, Navy things, 0 enhancements 3, +1 to hit. I'm sold.
Yeah, and then the stratagems give them +1 strength and AP at close range.
Right.
So they have strength 5 -1 shotguns.
Yeah.
They can get D3 back a turn.
D3.
And then the only other thing of that is they can also do like advanced and I don't know.
They can do another thing.
They can do another thing. They can get free stratagems. The plus AP is best.
And it doesn't cost any points because it's all toughness 3, 4 up save models.
Well, yeah, it's 100 points at the moment for some breaches and 100 points for her.
That's
but that's still killing infantry. That's not doing anything about tanks.
Right.
So
Talking about infantry, if that unit got charged by, say, 10 Space Marines, normal intercessors, how would they get on?
well, the intercessors would fail to do it. But if you charge them with Blood Angels, then the Blood Angels are going to win.
Yeah, but Blood Angels are about to change. Forever.
If you charge them with Blood Angels,
and ever. And we'll talk about Blood Angels in a bit.
I don't care what the rules are. The Blood Angels are going to win.
And Tassanara saying good evening. Tassanara's all the way from Japan.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I'd love to go to Japan at some point. Go walk around Tokyo.
They do good whiskey.
Have you been to Japan?
No.
It's one of those places, you know. It's like go to Tokyo one time. Yeah, that'd be great. Is there? I mean, on your bucket list, are there a couple of places in the world that you're like, I've really got to go before?
Not from Japan.
I know.
You made that up.
Tassanara's from Germany.
Why are you getting those two confused? Winters.
What the? Well, because your name sounds.
What
like
historical
Tassanara.
event are you getting incorrect? Winters.
I think Tassanara is from Japan, and I think Tassanara doesn't know.
What link do Japan and Germany have? Winters.
He doesn't know where he is right now.
You horrible human being.
Places in the world, Sultan, that you'd like to go.
Japan. I'll go visit Tassanara, or apparently not.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to French Polynesia as well, like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
I'd like to go to
way out
Vietnam.
there. Vietnam?
Visit Vietnam.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, still a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, you put me on the spot now. There's definitely loads of places I want to go to. Went to Canada once.
Did you?
That was good.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sultan wants to go to Colombia for the snow. Ba-dum.
Aha.
See that? See? Young King, he's there. Hi, son. How's it going? He's in with the high IQ jokes. Right,
I'm failing
okay.
to see the link.
I sort of... what?
I don't understand the link between me and the snow in Colombia. Like, I understand what the snow in Colombia is, but I don't see the link between me and that.
Unstable Llama went to Japan for their honeymoon and they want to go back again. Tassanara's from Japan, guys. Say hi. Say hi to Tassanara. Right, I sort of we came into a comedy cold sack there. Sorry, we came into a comedy cold sack. I'll put the car in reverse. We'll reverse back out with the cold sack. No one came into the sack with us. We'll reverse back out. Let's get back onto the main street where we were talking about Imperial agents.
Kind of done it. There's 4 detachments. One's all right. To be honest, well, okay, the one detachment in here that is really good would still be really good. You just need more units that can actually kill things.
Yeah.
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 There's not many units in this book that can kill big things.
Yeah.
The closest you probably get is the Grey Knights, and even then they've not got Nemesis demon hammers. They've just got Nemesis weapons, so they've not got the big hammers.
No.
Which I think normal Grey Knights don't have anyway. I think they just turned everything into a Nemesis weapon, didn't they?
They did, yeah. Well, apart from the hammers, what have the Romans ever done? Yeah, they used to have staves, falchions, halberds, hammers.
Yeah, because you could still do that because the falchions would be twin linked, and then you'd have the spears having extra AP.
Could have had lance,
lower
AP,
yeah.
but with lance.
The swords have a bit higher
The
AP.
warding stave could have been improved in vulnerable saves. They could have done that, but no. They said the hammers are the hammers, and everything else is just a Nemesis weapon. That's what they did. So,
That's Imperial Agents.
Is that Imperial Agents done?
I think so. Yeah, cool characters.
If you had to, well, in the middle of the battle report, that's my file. In the middle of the battle report, you went and bought some Xenos.
Xenos?
You went and bought a Battle Force box, though. Here we are slagging it off, but you went, like Element Games, I'm buying the things. Don't forget to buy your miniatures from Element Games using the link that I put in all my video descriptions. Go through the link. Use code WIN13 for your extra crystals for 5% extra off. And you went and bought some stuff.
Yeah, because it had 10 Sisters of Battle and an Immolator in for my sister's army.
But you could have just gone and bought 10 Sisters of Battle and an
This
Immolator.
was cheaper. So basically, it had the RBTs in, and I wanted the RBTs anyway because they plug into any army.
Okay.
It had Greyfax, who I don't really care about, so let's ignore her. It had the Priest, which can go with the Sisters army.
Okay.
And it had 10 Sisters and an Immolator. And the Inquisitorial Agents, which can plug into any army. So I bought all this stuff to make my narrative Inquisitor, which I've not yet made.
Yes.
I need to make a narrative Inquisitor,
right,
so I could drop them into other armies. I never once bought them to play the Imperial Agents book. Sorry.
Hi, Queen Alexis. There is no party people here, but hello. Welcome to the not party. I know Sultan has an Element Games link too, Jackass Woods, but we don't use the Sultan's Element Games link. We don't do that. We use my link. Mine. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
I didn't say anything.
Someone said it. My sister's playing friend wants Grey Knights.
Yeah, being able to bring a unit. The problem is it's only a unit, right? But being able to bring like a unit is cool. Like bring in some Grey Knights for another army. I like that. It's just a shame you can only bring 5.
My son, young King, wants to know how you grow a beard. I can't grow a beard either, by the way.
Puberty.
There you go. There we are. We all big mad about the loss? The Inquisition. Are we big mad about the loss of the Inquisition? Have we really lost the Inquisition?
I don't think you should get mad about it because you probably got better things to do.
Look, if you're playing narratively with your friends, it's fine. Everything's fine. The roof, it's not burning down. But what about the monkey? What about the Jokero? You know the Jokero with the digital laser? The Jokero, weaponsmith.
Oh shit, no, fuck it. I'm done. No monkey!
No monkey!
No monkey!
I like it when there's animals in 40k. Like there's the Robo Doggo.
There's lots of dogs.
In the Navy thing. There's a dog. We lost the monkey, we've got a dog. We've got a dog.
There are lots of dogs.
There are dogs.
Oh, bollocks.
Are you right now?
Yeah. There's lots of dogs. There's, 3.
I mean, your poor monkey. I went in, dude, true story, in 6th edition, I went to a tournament once, and I played a guy using the Grey Knights Codex, and this was an army back then. You'll like this. You know, my Fortress of Redemption, that was like 250 points. So that was 250 points, and they had triple Inquisitor retinues with as many monkeys as they could. It was like 6 monkeys, 6 monkeys, 6 monkeys.
Were they the little red ones that kind of clip together and?
Yeah. You know the Fortress of Redemption, the big fortress.
Yeah, but the little monkeys, you know.
Have you seen the Jokero monkeys?
Yeah, from Toy Story where they clip together, right? The monkey chain.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
And they basically had las cannons in their fingers, and they could move and shoot because they digital, and that was it. And the army was basically a fortress with a bunch of monkeys on it and some inquisitors, and then they had some Grey Knights deep striking behind me, and I was like, oh, I got it. That was an army list.
You got spit roasted.
That was an army list back. I actually won. I was playing.
So you enjoyed it. Good.
I was playing White Scars, and that was back when my White Scars army had Khan.
This
on
is
a
your
bike.
Nephilim, isn't it? All those land speeders and stuff that you can't use anymore. Oh, I can't use mine either. Don't worry.
Yeah, and you could null reserve your entire army. So internal. If I went second.
Yes. Or you could just
I would
not be on the table.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not deploying anything.
Yeah, I remember. And that's
so
why you've got a million drop pods somewhere.
Yeah, well, that was my other army that I tournamented a lot with White Scars bikes, null deployment, nothing on the table. You know, like I like resilient armies, I don't like losing models.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I did after that later was a Vulcanator army, and it all had drop pods with Vulcan, with as many mortars. And then that was 0 deployment as well, because it was all drop pods. Except for one Inquisitorial Vendetta gunship, which you can't get anymore.
You can't get anymore, yeah. Not even in Legends.
It had a Psyker inside with a unit of Scions, and the Scions all had combi motors. So that would fly on in turn 2 or turn 3.
That's the question.
They would deep strike out the back. He would do the smitey thing. You'd have multi-motors, and it was a dirty list. But I don't do tournaments anymore, and I don't do that to my friends.
Where are the
Unless
Scions?
Where are the Scions?
Why are there no Scions? Are the Arbites supposed to take their place because they're but a pale imitation?
What about the teaser? The teaser for the Scions? Elysian Drop Troops, Scions, something?
Oh, yeah.
Is that Elysian Drop Troops? Or
It's
is that
got
Scions?
to be, right? Is a dude with the double barrel jump pack. Double barrel jump pack? You know what I mean. He had the old drop troops.
Is it a
jump pack.
Scion or is it an Elysian Drop Troop?
Elysian... Well, okay, so I was talking about Tempestus Scions should be in this book as a unit.
Yes.
To bring with an army, because that's plasma.
Yes.
You could have brought plasma, so they're missing that. But the new Elysian drop troops, it's got to be Elysian drop troops, or I'll eat this hat, which I don't own. I was given it and told to put on.
Put it on
before we start.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Put
I'll
it
eat
on.
this hat if it's not Elysian drop troops.
I'm trying to make you look a bit more classy. Look at you. Your class level has gone up from at least 2 to 3.
Well, maybe 1 to 2 and then back to 1 again.
You have a lovely beard.
I cut it a little bit, and apparently, like, I'm seeing it in the camera now, and it's like in the mirror it looks fine because I don't look at myself from like above.
Yeah.
I look dead on, so like it looks a bit like wibbly dobbly now. Good word.
What?
Wibbly dobbly. So,
is Canis Rex 6 max kill list? Canis Rex, because you talked about adding Canis Rex in with some Imperial agents. And then
he's like a free blade, isn't he? So whap him in.
Damn Legion says Canis Rex 6 maximum kill teams.
So 60 Marines. That's, if they're max, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's 1,260 points.
Is it?
For just the 6 kill teams.
How many points is a 10-man team?
210 points. In that book at the moment.
Right.
At the moment.
So
the
that's,
kill teams are a battle line.
So 6 max kill teams, say 1,250, plus Canis Rex will be about 400, 450. So
360 points for 2 Corvus.
Yeah.
Rogue Trader with the retinue and stuff is like another 200 points. There's 2.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate maths.
So Damn Legion.
560.
Thoughts on
That's
it?
already a 2,500 point list.
Yeah, you're about 500 points over.
Yeah,
is the thing. You have to drop. You want Canis Rex.
Can we change the name of the title to Eisenhorn is not in the Codex? Because I've seen that question about 4 times. And people are right to ask, but no, he's not in the book.
Eisenhorn is not in the Codex. The most famous Inquisitor in the history of Inquisitors.
The best Inquisitor. The Inquisitor with the Riz. Where's the... He's the only one who had a girlfriend, isn't he?
Niall Walsh is asking, seeing as you've studied it hard, is Eisenhorn in the Codex?
Well, that's why I said he's not in the Codex. I'm trying to find the...
Did you know
the bit that says that...
that was
Death
pointed
Watch
out as
Battle
well, that the Corvus Blackstar has a transport capacity of nothing.
It has a transport capacity of 12 Deathwatch infantry.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why are people saying it can't carry any Astartes units?
It said, well, it can't take Astartes, it can take Deathwatch infantry.
Death Watch infantry.
Yeah, you can't stick normal Space Marines in this.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
because
why?
the Death Watch don't have the Astartes keyword.
Yeah, Deathwatch also can't do, like,
Yeah.
Space Marines stuff.
What of Lazarus?
Is Ravener in the Codex? No.
No. If you want to model your own Ravener, that's fine.
Use a Kinder Egg.
Get a Kinder Egg.
Yeah.
If you're in America...
I don't know if people will ever see this.
You can't have Kinder Eggs in America because shotguns are completely valid and safe, but Kinder Eggs terrible. What?
I'm trying to find the bit where it says battle line. There, it says battle line. Oh, my finger's going the wrong way. It says battle line there.
Extreme close up.
It says grenade. Yeah, battle line. And it's the Death Watch guys. Okay. So... That's one thing they got right, because we talked about it, and so I went, the battle line, you can at least bring 6.
You know, like grenades and rocket launchers and Apaches and tanks and ARs and bazookas are completely fine in America, but Kinder Eggs, no!
And Tide Pods.
And what?
Well, we don't call them Tide Pods. They're like the washing machine pods you chuck in.
Tide Pods?
Yeah, you know the little ones that are full of like washing liquid that you stick in the washing machine with your clothes?
Can I let you know a secret?
Like the bold tabs that you stick in there.
In our division of labour in this particular household,
you don't do the washing.
That isn't. That is not in my. No.
Ah.
Yeah, a Tide Pod.
Well, that's what the US call them. Like we call them something. I don't know.
When I was single, back before I had
in the before times.
In the before times, before I had a domestic help.
Oh, hey, Winters is live.
It was. I would put. It came in a bottle, and you put some of the stuff in the bottle in the top of the machine. You put the clothes in the bottom of the machine, and you press the go button.
We just call them laundry pods.
And about 45 minutes later, the clothes were clean. It made some noise. It's a miracle.
Small children may choke on the small toy that they shouldn't be eating.
Yeah. That's right. In Europe, where we have Kinder Eggs, there are children dying in the millions.
Let's not.
I
had jokes lined up, but you're not this channel. We don't need to start going into how ARs are different to Kinder Eggs.
ARs are different
and how the damage they can do to children.
But I'm all for damaging children, you know. Children are horrible creatures. Have you ever tried talking to a child? Boring. You can never have a decent conversation. Try and talk to them about black holes, particle physics, or even Warhammer 40k. They're spilling beans all the way down their front. Disgusting table manners. To be fair,
that's half the 40k community too.
Spilling
beans down their front.
Apart from the beans down their front, you can't have a decent conversation. I'm not talking about the 40k community. You're not allowed to kick them. Okay, I can kick you. You can kick me. We can kick each other if we want to.
Well,
we can go outside right now in the garden and fight club it out if we wanted to. But you can't do that with a child. You can't kick them. You can't shout at them. You can't have a decent conversation with them. And one day they're going to grow up and take over the world. They must be stopped. You've heard it here first. Children must be stopped. That's my opinion on children.
You know they're immortal in Bethesda games.
Immortal?
Yeah.
Immortal children.
You ever tried to like wail on a kid in Skyrim? Doesn't happen. They run away, but like they live. Children of the future, they're immortal.
Immortal children.
Yeah.
Horrifying thought.
Yeah.
And people who have children, because I'm of an age now that almost all my friends, barring some, the good ones don't have children, but almost all my other friends, the bad ones, have children, and they hate them. They don't like them either. You can't go on holiday. You can't leave them on your own in the evening and go out for a beer and kebab. I mean, what are they good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Rant over. I don't rant. Blood buffaloes, children, and constant anxiety, you see. Arika, son 15, still a child, also talks physics, also no drawl. Okay, you're supposed to agree with me. It's my channel. It was a tough childhood with Winters as my father boys. Young King, I've told you not to mention that. Sultan, just because I spill my beans down my vest every morning when I eat breakfast doesn't mean I don't deserve respect as a war gamer. Bean spillers unite.
Should we talk about Blood Angels?
Yeah, let's talk about Blood Angels. Let the chat catch up. We're going to talk about Blood Angels in a bit. Hi chat, welcome to this Talkie Tuesday live stream with me, Winters SEO, and...
I wasn't ready. Hi, I'm Sultan.
From Sultan Plays YouTube channel.
Jeez.
Please make sure you click the like button, click the subscribe button, and if you really want to help out the channel, become a member. If you become a Tier 1 channel member, you get all the custom badges. Tier 2, join us in the Discord. Tier 3, get yourself an extra battle report every single Winters Wednesday. Tomorrow there's an absolute banger going out between me and him. It's a lovely one.
Norn Queen Alexis, am I the only one that likes the new Blood Angels? No, I like the new Blood Angels.
Preach, brother.
Preach. So, The only one I even have the slightest issue with is the Sanguinary Guard, and I'm going to glue wings to them and that'll fix it for me. And probably make them go bareheaded, because the new Blood Angels bare head sculpts they've done for like the upgrade sprue with the vampire teeth, I'm doing it. That's so cool.
Do you miss the nipples?
I don't give a damn about the nipples. The sculpted abs that we can all aspire to.
Yeah.
that's fine. Just add wings.
Yeah. Where are you going to get wings from?
Drakari or from Stormcast. I don't really care where you get your wings from. Pixies.
Yeah, because they look... Did they have wings before, the Sanguinary Guard? They did, didn't they?
Yeah, they had like these shield wing things.
The shieldy wings things. So they looked cool.
Yeah.
So you okay, but you're not.
Well, I mean, the wings on the old Sanguinary. Okay, right. I'm going to say some contentious stuff right now. The old Sanguinary Guard kit is fine.
Right.
The wings weren't amazing. Like they were just kind of like very much for show. I always liked putting on big like the Drakari Scourges, the wings you get on those guys, the big feathered wings.
Yeah.
Put those on. They're cool. Right. And yeah, the wings fell off all the time. At least when I was trying to glue them on. But yeah, I want to. These new guys, I'm going to put wings on. So Chris Rapid has said, get some 3D prints. That'd be cool. Get some massive wings. They come in 3s now, according to the article.
3s?
Yeah, that's what they said. Like the Inner Circle companions. So they come in 3s, which means you can have a bit more space. They're on 40mm bases.
So if you have 3 of... I mean, Dante attached to 3 dudes is a bit weak. They better come in units of 3, 6 or 9 or something. Like
I reckon...
double up.
I don't know what the Inner Circle companions are, but I'm guessing based on the Blade Guard model, like how they've done it with those, it's going to come in 3s to 6s.
Okay.
And yeah, I think they're going to be pretty nasty in a 6.
So you're going to rip the whole backpack off and just give them wings, or you're going to keep some of the backpack
No, keep the backpack. The backpack's fine. If you want to change the backpack, they're really easy to change.
Right.
And then just whack some feathered wings on.
Norm Queen says 3 to 6.
I agree.
Do you know this?
Yeah.
Is this confirmed? Can they get up to 9? What is the change? What is the change of that? Because 5, I mean, they've only got a couple of wounds, so 5.
Well, that's another thing. I think they're going to go up a wound. If they're now on 40mm bases and they're doing 3-man squads as a minimum size squad, they're going to go up to 3 wounds, right?
And they've been Primaricified.
They're in the new armor, yeah.
And Blade Guard have 3 wounds.
Yeah.
So they could go... Blade Guard for Blood Angels is just so good, though.
We bring both. Like, there's no... bring some Blade Guard.
From play testers, no one's says 3 to 6, okay.
Yeah.
So if they have an extra wound, 6 is okay, 3 or 6 is okay. If they don't have an extra wound, they better get up to 9. Here's a question for you as a big... I mean, what would you say Blood Angels are your favourite?
Yes.
Okay.
Or favourite what?
I was going to go... favourite chapter to play.
Favourite everything.
Favourite everything.
They're the favourite Warhammer army.
You've got they're the biggest army chapter that you've got of the many chapters. There's over 10, 12,000
I might have a larger Imperial Guard army, but that's just because the model count is massive.
Space Marines.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, because I know you got 3 to 4,000 points of Salamanders. You've nearly got 2,000 points of Raven Guard now. Let's list them off. White Scars, Crimson Fists, the Void thingy bobs.
Void Walkers, yeah, 2k them.
Grey Knights technically count.
They're gone.
Death Watch.
Watch, yeah.
They're gone.
Death Watch don't count, yeah.
Yeah. You got what else?
You're right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all your things. Anyway, so Blood Angels are your favourite thing.
Yeah.
Are Sanguinary Guard better than Blade Guard veterans, or are Blade Guard veterans better than Sanguinary Guard?
Sanguinary Guard are Blade Guard veterans without the Invuln. Or at least, this is what the new ones, I think, are going to be. They're Blade Guard veterans without the Invuln. They have a 2-up save.
But Blade Guard veterans have a... Yeah, go on. Okay.
They have the same amount of attacks and they have jump packs. So they're going to get where they're going much faster. The way to make Blade Guard sing is to stick them in a Land Raider. Okay. Doing it with Sanguinary Guard, you make them sing, you don't need the Land Raider.
Yeah.
So they're probably more expensive model-to-model basis, but they're going to get there faster.
Nice.
That's my thoughts. And jump packs are cool. Jump packs are amazing.
Blood Buffalo, thank you for your donation. Absolute legend. He's a postman in literally Buffalo in America. You know they weren't buffalo, they are bison, but, Americans. Anyway, thank you for your donation. I want Gothic Baroque, not tactical sci-fi. Furious. Some poses and packs as Jump Assault Intercessors. I'm lazy, I'm not going to pay for those and pay for the bits they should have provided. They see sale, I think I'm happy. So what you're saying is
You don't like them.
You don't like them.
Fair enough. Yeah, each their own. No one's ever wrong for not liking something. The entire hobby is opinion based. You can not like something, and someone else can like the same thing, and you can both be equally valid.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so it doesn't
it's
want
fine.
to pay for all the upgrades to make them look cooler, but
No,
the
that's fine.
Death
Yeah.
Watch stuff and the captains,
The Death Company.
the Death
It's
Company,
confusing.
they look really cool. The new captains, they look really cool. You
I
know,
want
the
to
guy
show
with the fist?
every single model except the Sanguinary Guard
Right.
has been knocked out of the park for me. I mean, the Sanguinor, I hoped for more. I wanted him to be like an AOS size Primarch looking model, you know, things like that. They haven't gone that way. Fine, still a nice recreation of the old Darren Latham sculpt.
Yeah.
Everything else, the Sanguinary Priest, model wise, awesome. The fact he hasn't got a jump pack, sad. Why has he not got a jump pack?
Yeah.
But it'll be a Legends choice, so Legends use Legends and all that.
He's got a point, though. He has got a point. They used to look... The new models, the new sculpts that I've seen look more in line with other chapters. You can see how they got there. Whereas the older stuff looked more unique, more specialised, more ancient, more baroque, more...
I can see that for like the Death Company stuff because they are just the intercessors. But like when you look at Lamartis and Astaroth and that new Blood Angels captain, you can't look at them and say they don't look like Blood Angels.
No, that's true.
That captain, who is a generic Blood Angels captain, he's the most Blood Angels looking miniature I've seen.
I love the look of Lamartis coming down those steps with the things. That model looks cool.
He looks nuts.
He looks
and he is
really
nuts.
cool.
Sultan, have you played with your Raven Guard yet? Yes, I used them at 1500 points, not on the channel, and they were really, really fun. But I need to add one more unit and then a Vindicare so I can miss with it all the time, and I'll have 2000 points.
Sultan, we've been talking about... I mentioned it about a year ago, Sultan, that we should do a combat school
Yeah.
as you make your way through a new chapter. And then we could do a combat school type series, adding bits together from 500 to 1,000 to 1,500 to 2,000 points. Are we ever going to do that, Sultan?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I wouldn't be as made if they weren't literally the same pose and jump packs as in...
I don't think they are.
Are they the same pose, same
I'm going to have a
things?
look. I might be wrong.
What did the
Sanguinary
Dark
Guard.
Angels get? Did they just get upgrade sprues?
No,
to their
the Dark Angels got upgrade screws for Terminators.
Right.
And they're normal guys. They got the
Right.
new Deathwing Knights upgrade.
Right.
And they got a new unit in the form of the Inner Circle Companions. That was a
Yeah.
new thing. And they got Belial.
Yeah.
And did they get another character? I feel like in terms of units, the Dark Angels got a little bit more, but I think the Blood Angels had an extra character in the form of the Sanguinary Priest.
So the Black Templars have got their own unique Sword Brethren thing. And then when the Dark Angels came out, they got their own unique elite choppy unit.
Well, that's what I was hoping. Like, we haven't seen anything yet, but I was
and the
hoping at
Blood
this point we'd
Angels-
see a new Blood Angels unit because they said there's a lot more red to come.
So hopefully...
They've only showed off one red model.
So there's a... Yeah, that's
They
true.
said there's a lot more red to come. Like in that first ping where they said, here's Astaroth and co.
Yeah.
They went, yeah, and there's a ton of red and a bit of gold. And so far we've seen more gold than red. So I'm like, where's the rest of the red?
Where's the rest of the red?
You said there's going to be a ton more red.
Where's the rest of the red?
Oh well. I'm trying to find what the new Sanguinary Guard look like now. Now I'm playing reels by mistake. Oops. I'm gonna find out here. I'll scroll long enough. Carry on, vamp for a bit.
Okay. What? Where are we? What's going on?
What?
Yes. No, I'm just thinking like the Black Templars have their own unique elite punchy unit. The Dark Angels have their own elite punchy unit, and the Blood Angels already had their own elite punchy unit called Sanguinary Guard. If they get another one on top of that, I doubt it. I think there'll be one for each of these things.
I don't think we're going to now. If they were going to, we'd have seen it today.
And I think
yeah.
when Space Wolves come out, a lot of their stuff is going to get squatted. A lot of their stuff is going to go away, and they're probably going to have one new thing unit as well. They seem to be, clenching those abs. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Clenching the abs.
Clenching the abs.
Something that I definitely don't do. But you're happy, you're excited for the new Blood Angels sculpts. And
Yeah.
you're looking forward to the new Blood Angels. I'm looking forward to getting a couple of Blood Angels battle reports on the table. The Blood Angels tend to do quite well in Pariah Nexus Leviathan missions as well, because they want to charge and assault and punch. That's where they... I mean, they can stay back and shoot. They've got all the range of the Space Marines, so you can shoot with the guns. They've got all the access to the guns. But they get bonuses when they punch stuff. So you want to get forward and punch stuff. And if you're coming forward and punching stuff, you tend to be scoring the secondaries as you go because you cover the board. And if you can stop that punch... then, I don't know how well they're doing in tournaments. Chat, does anyone know how well Blood Angels are doing in tournaments? Actually, scrap that. I don't care. Wolves are going to lose a lot of characters, I think. Yeah, I think Wolves are going to... Yeah, there's a tightening. There's a tightening that Games Workshop is doing. They're tightening.
Puckering.
Clenching in this edition and bringing everything back to in and getting and legending this and legending that and legending that. And then when we get to 11th edition and 12th edition, then they're going to start adding all the stuff back in again.
Probably.
That they took out. Look what happened to Old World. People burnt their armies and they're bringing it back.
Well, those people, there was always something wrong with them. But I think things like the Librarian Dread and perhaps some of the older characters, I mean, Tycho. Who cares about Tycho? For the Blood Angels. Like, I feel like those, because the Librarian Dread, unless they do a new one, he's an old box dread.
He's an old box.
I mean, mine are the Contemptor Dreadnoughts with the big things, but that's not actually how they're represented. So I wonder if we'll see them legends, which would be sad because the Librarian Dreadnought's epic.
But I think, it's gonna. But if they do, then they might come back. Like I reckon the Death Watch are going to come back, but it might be 5 years. They'll bring. They're Space Marines. They sell Space Marines. There's Tycho is dead in the fluff.
He has been for years.
It doesn't matter whether someone is dead or not. I reckon I've ranted about this before that the codexes they should kill Marneus Calgar. They should kill Marneus Calgar in the Vigilus campaign got stabbed through both hearts by Abaddon the Despoiler, but he got better. He was only mostly dead.
Turned me into a newt. I got better.
It doesn't matter. To my mind, the codexes could have half of the characters in any codex. Pick a codex, any codex. Half of the characters in there could be dead in the lore. Half of them could be alive in the lore. The codex doesn't need to be up to date with the timeline. Because say half of the characters in all the codexes were dead. You can still play. These are my Ultramarines with these dead guys versus thing with your dead guys, but that was like 6 months ago when they were all alive. Horus Heresy's just like that. There's a bunch of dead guys in the Horus Heresy's that you can still play. Depending on what point you are in the Heresy, by the time you get to the end, almost everyone's dead. Ferrus Manus dies at the beginning, but he's still got a model. It's fine.
Yeah, it's mad. He doesn't even die during the Horus Heresy.
No. And he can still play him. It doesn't matter if he's dead in the lore. Yes, Norn Queen, thank you. It's almost like it's a fantasy game, lol. Exactly. Dead or alive, he's coming with me. Eisenhorn isn't in the codex. It's good. It's fine. Death is good. Death gives gravitas. Death is lovely.
You're very articulate when you want to be.
Thanks. Was that articulate?
Seemed it.
Was it?
Yeah.
I felt
not?
Okay.
So tell me this.
Yes.
Why are captains on bikes dead?
They're coming back. It's like librarians on bikes. They'll be back.
Yeah.
Command squad on bikes will be back.
Instead, we got those Desolation Marines, which even me, as a Space Marine fanboy, doesn't want to play.
No.
I want a captain on a bike.
Yeah.
I want a tech marine on a bike. How weird is a tech marine on a bike? I want him.
Well, it's like we haven't got a left. We need more lieutenants.
Yeah, clearly. To be fair, we need a Terminator lieutenant. Yeah,
we need a Terminator lieutenant. We need a lieutenant with a jump pack.
There isn't one.
Exactly.
We need a lieutenant with a jump pack.
We need a lieutenant on a bike.
Let's all write John Games Workshop and say, hey, give us those lieutenants. You know when we made fun of you for giving us lieutenants?
Yeah.
Give us them. And also, please don't ever delete Legends units, because I just bought and painted up a Spartan for the Death Company. And if they delete Legends units in the future...
they'll just update them.
I will get slightly sad.
They won't delete them, they'll just update them. Like, people are wondering, what about Assault Terminators? Because if you ran Terminators right now...
That's such an easy win, isn't it? Just print off some new arms for them. Why have they not done that?
You've got the big shooty normal Terminators and the little chonky...
Yeah.
So here's my prediction. put money on this. You can take it to the bank. You've got a cast iron winter's guarantee on this. I am 100% right 60% of the time. In 11th edition, it's going to be Assault Terminators. You know, like
Probably,
10th edition, it was the shoot you
yeah.
once. 11th edition. So all the stuff that hasn't got updated will be updated. All the stuff that we've lost will be coming back. Because if they sold them before and they were popular before, then they'll bring them.
Do you know what would
back
be
again.
absolutely hilarious? Is if the Grey Knights didn't get new Terminators this edition.
Yeah. I hope.
I'm not sure they will, and I find that absolutely hilarious. Though Games Workshop often do this, where they'll stick Grey Knights in a box, like they've just done for the Inquisitorial things, to get rid of them, and then they'll release the new ones, and everyone who just bought those go, "Why'd you do that?" And they're like, "We're trying to get rid of stock."
Didn't they say there was a Grey Knight Codex coming out next year?
Yes. So I think there'll be new Grey Knights Terminators, in which case I'm back into the Grey Knights, because that's one of the reasons I stopped collecting Grey Knights. They were baby Marines when all the bigger stuff was out.
One of the lore things, one of the problems that I had with the 8th edition came round, Galaxy got ripped into. Yeah.
I missed that, yeah.
What?
Well, when they were pushing lore forward and things.
Yeah. Galaxy, Imperium Nihilus, Imperium Sanctus.
That's
big
coming up
changes.
on 9 years ago.
Previously it was the Eye of Terror. Now you've got light and dark, heads and tails, cats and dogs living with each other, chaos, anarchy, that sort of thing.
I'll just have 2 dogs.
And I remember saying on some videos back then, I was really excited for the Grey Knights Codex for when it would roll round, because surely now's the time
you
for
might
them
get a new miniature,
to shine. There'll be new miniatures, new lore. Now the Vaults of Titan can finally be open. Here we go. And then the Grey Knight Codex dropped, and it was like, what? It was like nothing happened. And I remember ranting about that codex as well, thinking this is probably the last time I'll do a codex review, because Games Workshop will stop sending these to me. And I remember ranting about it back then. We've been waiting since 8th edition for an up-to-date Grey Knight models, Grey Knight lore, Grey Knight stuff. What should have happened 9 years ago?
I think it's 7 years ago. 2017, the 8th launched, right? Or 2017 is when Gilliman came back.
Time works differently. Half my age. Time works differently for you. It speeds up as you get older.
Well,
because
7 years ago, I was still in the Air Force.
Yeah, and you were 12.
Yeah, they hire kids.
No way, it was 9 years
Are
ago.
Vanguard veterans dead? Or are they going to be reincarnated in glorious plastic? Oh, I think they might. I really want them to come back. Sternguard did, but
they're dead for now. They will come back.
I'd hoped they were going to be released. Obviously, then they did the Dark Angels, and it was slightly different to this. I had thought they were going to be released with the Blood Angels range. Like, for example, you get a generic Space Marine unit with each of these new codices. This is before they lent into the special units thing they've been doing.
Okay.
So I thought, hey, when Blood Angels come out, they'll release Vanguard Vets. And then they'll say, yeah, there's the new Vanguard Vets, and that's all you get. And maybe a Blood Angels character. What they've done is better. But then I thought with the... Well, yeah, because you got your special units revamped.
They did something better?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I had low expectations.
Hold on.
The other one I thought was when Dark Angels came out, maybe Assault Terminators would come.
Okay.
And then, when Space Wolves came out, you'd get some new Devastator squad or something. Like, that's what I thought they were perhaps going to do to keep reinforcing that. Now they're doing old units as Primaris, like Sternguard. That's what I thought they'd do. I was wrong.
But they still might do that.
In 11th edition. Or Space Marine Codex 2.0, which is what they normally do per edition.
I want Grey Knights to be part of the launch range for 11th edition. Say 11th edition comes out, boom. And it's always like it was Tyranids, and then it was Necrons. They always have a versus, right?
Yeah.
Next time round it's
Death Guard, Necrons, now Tyranids.
Now Tyranids. Next time round it's Grey Knights on the box art and Demons.
No, they won't.
Demons
Space Marines
need
aren't in it.
Grey Knights are Space Marines.
I know, but they don't see it that way.
They're special Space Marines.
They're
special Space Marines.
They're
And they got Vortex of Doom.
Give me my Space Marines.
On the box art, Grey Knight versus Demons, because let's face it, the plastic demon range could do with a bit of an uplift as well, right? And they'd be side by side,
Well, the thing about the Demons...
Thousand Suns versus Grey Knights would be awesome on the box art. Big Thousand Suns range update. Then they'd have 2 Space Marines in the launch. They'd have the Chaos Space Marines and the other Space Marines.
That's more likely.
Grey Knights versus Emperor's Children. Yeah. That would do, because they love their demons. They love a bit of the Slaanesh stuff and all the tentacles.
And Emperor's Children are definitely on the way.
This is my tentacles.
It's good.
Yeah. Have any Primaris Marine units been legend? Not yet.
Yes, the Company Champion. Primaris Company Champion is a Legends unit. He was a special miniature they released, and I really wanted him, and then they legended him.
Has he?
Yeah.
Wow.
I will have a look right now. I'll get it up.
Wow.
That was a year after he came out.
12th edition launch box Raven Guard versus Wordbearers. No, Japan. No.
It's not Japan.
He's from Japan. He just doesn't know where he is.
You've decided.
No, he's... you want Grey Knights because the Grey Knight lore needs updating. The Grey Knights need to be Primaris-ified. The Demons range needs updated, and that can be Primaris-ified. And the Demons range is one of those weird ranges where models in that range you can also bring out for AOS and fantasy and things like that. So, Archon John says that you're to blame for his growing fondness of Blood Angels. Primaris Company Champion is literally in it. He never had a model though.
He did.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, they released the limited edition model for him and then immediately legended him. He's now
How long
in the Company Heroes thing,
right?
but as a standalone character, he's legend.
Primaris Company Champion was legend.
The first Primaris legend.
How long was he available for?
18 months, a year to 18 months, something like that.
So he didn't even make 2 years.
Well, he was like a
before he
Warhammer
stuck
Day
him with legend.
model or something.
Middle?
Yeah. Middle?
Yeah,
I wanted to say miniature, and I said middle.
yeah.
Sultan, I partially blame Thaslanki for my growing fondness to Blood Angels. They are the best. They're space vampires. How can you go wrong?
Tazanara's from Japan, okay? I'm not confused between Germany and Japan. I know the difference. Japan has the good food. Germany like queuing, even better than the UK. We like a queue here, but those guys absolutely got it down. Tazanara doesn't know where he is. He's in Japan.
He never had non-legends rules. That's not the point. He was a brand new model that got legends. And also he had rules in his little pamphlet.
A brand new model that got
Apparently.
legend within 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Beastmen, isn't it? 4 years and they were gone or something from the old Sigmar game.
Do you like noodles?
Yes.
I do like some good noodles.
Yeah, some udon noodles.
Tassanara, can you get good noodles where you are? Blood Buffalo, don't you mean they're Space Marine angels? I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, he's saying yes, because he wasn't available to everyone. Ignore the bit because he wasn't, but the yes, he can get good noodles.
What?
What? I don't know what they're talking about now. I've completely lost the plot, to be honest.
No.
I normally don't go on for this long. How long have we been going on for?
I feel like you normally go on for this long.
I normally go on until my brain can't take it anymore. You've run out of water. Bottled water. Do you want some more water, or are we going to wrap this shit up?
That's up to you. It's your channel.
Do you want to talk about some more blood? So you're excited for the Blood Angels?
Yeah. Why don't we turn it over to the people and you just say, hey, chuck some questions you've always wanted to know from Winters, even though you get them every week.
They ask me crap all the time. Chuck some questions towards Sultan.
Good questions. None of those naughty ones.
I can ask you a good question if you want.
Get your hand off my leg. What's the question?
Chocolate or strawberry?
Chocolate.
You see, this is why we're vibrating at the same frequency. Fruit should be banned. That's another thing that should be banned.
Well, olives are fruit, and I love olives.
I don't.
Or do you mean in chocolate? Fruit should be banned.
Just in general, I don't know why the world invented fruit. I don't even know where tree factories come from to make all these trees with the fruit on. Should be banned. We don't need fruit anymore. It's bad for you. We should just eat chocolate and cakes.
Okay.
A new Cypher model would be nice. Which Primarch is the cutest? It's got to be Fulgrim, innit?
Or Sanguinius. It's one of the two, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, one of them. Yes, you've got a live stream. Hello, Michael. Pear and blue cheese ice cream is great. Tassanari, you see? That's weird things in Japan. What's your... Jackus Woods, Sultan, what is your favourite piece of armed forces equipment? You should know you've handled quite a bit of equipment.
Well,
in
I
the
didn't
armed
handle
forces.
this one, but I spoke to them on the regular. Typhoon FGR4, best aircraft, fighter aircraft in the 4.5 gen era. If you want to go 5th gen, then you immediately got the Raptor, but we didn't have those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Typhoon, I got a real soft spot for it. I love it. That was my primary customer when I was a fighter controller.
It had so much power, right? They could just burn up out of any danger.
They had two £20,000 worth of thrust engines,
Yeah.
two of them,
Yeah.
and they were one of the only fighters in the world that can spiral upwards in a
Yeah.
dogfight. Because when you spiral, do a tight turn, you lose altitude instantly
Yeah.
because it's not aerodynamic. It's a massive fly-by-wire system. It doesn't automatically glide. It just
Yeah.
plummets like a stone. every other fighter in the world, if you do a hard left bang because you're fighting, which is how you have to do it, you
Yeah.
fall out of the sky. The Typhoon can go nose up.
Why?
It's a rocket ship.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Because it's an interceptor. Of course, it's a fourth or 4.5 gen fighter, so it's a bit dated now because these days you want 5th gen doing the fighting, and it's
Yeah,
not
man.
a dogfight. It's 100-mile missile launch.
Have you seen Growling Sidewinder on YouTube?
No,
So there's a guy. So
I know what a growler is.
Yeah. So
And I know what a sidewinder is.
There's a YouTube channel called Growling Sidewinder, and is a guy who basically flies simulator dogfights and stuff like that. But he gets millions of views because he's actually gone up against his kit is like full on kit, and he's gone up against ex-pilots and current pilots and stuff like that. He's really into his aviation stuff. You should check out Growling's, and he'll do like 3 Typhoons take on 100 this and things like that, and he's always banging on about the power ratio of a Typhoon. He said whenever you get in trouble you can just burn out of it, and no other fighter can do that.
Yes,
So
it is good.
that is Sultan's best piece of military kit. It's a good bit of thrust.
Yes,
Yeah.
hard thrusting. Sultan, I'm going from dealing with the Navy to the RAF. I hear they're a lot more reasonable. Am I being lied to? I did a tour with the Navy, and my main career was in the Air Force. For me, it was about the same. About the same, honestly.
What's the reveal coming with Cherubs, Sanguinius, or an avatar of him?
What reveals that?
I don't know.
It's probably a rumor engine thing that I've
How do you feel about boarding actions?
There's a sex joke in there. I can't make it, but yeah, it sounds they sound fun.
I think boarding actions is one of those that I keep meaning. It's a bit like Grey Knights. I keep meaning to do some of that, and I keep meaning to play my Grey Knights. But I don't know if you've noticed, but the release schedule has been quite hectic.
Well, that and when you play me as every week, and I don't have any armies that Grey Knights would want to smack.
And boarding actions. Like people ask about boarding action, people ask about this, and people ask having but the thing is, something else comes out, then something else comes out, then something else comes out. It's like you're enjoying the agents, and then it's going to be the Blood Angels, and then it's going to be
Very soon, hopefully. Yeah.
So it's sometimes you want to do stuff like a combat patrol narrative campaign with your friend, and you've been talking about it for a year, but you never get around to do it.
We'll do boarding actions at some point. It's one of those things we'll probably get to at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a lot of releases. How long until fighter planes just become radio-controlled drones? There's a big answer to this question. There's a short answer. The short answer is very long time, because you always need someone in the cockpit to pull the trigger. That doesn't mean they won't have tons of drones around them. More to talk about in the future.
The short answer is Ukraine. It's already happening, isn't it? Really?
They're not air-to-air combat drones, though.
Not air to air. No,
That's the thing. We're talking fighter plane as an air-to-air combat.
Yeah.
There's a big discussion there. That was part of my job. Sultan, after winning the last 2 videos Winters has posted of you, your sisters and your Imperial agents last week, what army are you going to use to destroy Winters next? Blood Angels.
I don't think you'll find that Sultan has ever beat me out of Battle Report. I don't think there's any evidence out there online at all. You're talking to the 2021 No Retreat Legends Champion.
When's the last time you've played the Volcanis, and are we going to see them on the channel anytime soon? You will definitely see them again. The last time I played them was on your channel.
Okay.
I can't remember if it went to members or
way
not.
back at the beginning, we did a couple.
It was only a couple of months ago.
Was it?
Yeah, I brought a bunch of tanks.
Did you?
Yeah, and you brought the Iron Storm detachment.
Did I?
Yeah, the one with the nasty dreads.
I remember playing you round your house some point recently. I think you did a couple of months ago.
one. Yeah, you tried out that detachment with the fire strike turrets, but we also filmed one. I think it's in members, but that was somewhat recent, and I will be bringing them back soon. I'm just waiting for more releases to finish coming out, because there's lots.
Which Space Marine chapter would win in a 1v1?
Blood Angels.
The 13th. Who would win in a fight, Sultan or Winters? Sultan, he's military trained. I'm an absolute pussy. I just collapse on the floor and scream for mercy.
I was in the Air Force. We didn't do any.
He would just kill. He'd go straight for the throat. Straight. Sultan has never beaten me. See, says Japan, Tasanara. But Sunstrike sure did.
Sunstrike punched Mortarion back in 9th
I
edition
know,
when the Honor Gauntlet was still a thing.
Close combat Tau killed Mortarion in close combat. That was glorious.
Yeah. Beautiful. Do you guys know what armies you're bringing to March Winters? I might bring my Raven Guard.
Winters has moves normally when I fall over. I'm not playing anything at March and Winters. I'm mainly there for morale purposes. Your Blood Angels are what got me started with them.
Well done. Oh, me.
He has over 7k now. Apologise to Jack Carter. You've made him spend a lot of money.
Congratulations on collecting my opinion, the best.
Winters loves to dance. I do love to dance, actually. I'm quite bendy.
1 winter-sized Sultan or 3... We're about the same height, so...
But who's winning out of 1 winter-sized Sultan or 3 Sultan-sized Winters?
3 Sultan-sized Winters, because we're about the same height. So that's just 3 people having a crackdown on someone else the same size. A particularly heroic Poxwalker.
What's your favourite World War II aircraft?
What's the Spitfire? Come on.
I was going to
Where
say...
do you think I am? The Hurricane is a close second.
What about the ME2?
Screw those guys. They were the bad ones.
Yeah, but they had the best kit, though.
No, not necessarily.
Most of their kit was the best kit.
There's a massive discussion about logistics and how that makes the best kit.
See, there's a big argument about the Spitfire because the Hurricane won the Battle of Britain, not the Spitfire.
Yes, no, agreed. Because there was thousands of them. Yeah.
The thing about the Spitfire was it was like riding a bike. They chucked young kids in there and then 8 weeks later passed them out of flying school. The Spitfire
was more technical, yeah.
It was really easy to fly. Is the thing. Like, how long does it take to train an 18-year-old kid to fly?
To be a fighter pilot in modern day?
Yeah.
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
8 weeks back then, getting that was it.
Yeah.
So that's the genius of the Spitfire. It was so, there's loads of stuff online and interviews saying it felt intuitive. So that was the genius of the Spitfire. It was just good, easy, But the best kits, the Tiger Tank and the STG.
The problem is...
Awesome
tell me
tank.
this. This is the same
STG,
question as above. Who's going to win?
Machine gun.
1 winter-sized Sultan or 3
kit.
Sultan-sized Winters? It's the exact same thing.
ME2,
1 Tiger Tank
jet
or 3
fighter.
Shermans. 3 Shermans are going to win.
Yeah.
Because that Tiger Tank, once it's gone,
I know.
isn't getting rebuilt.
Yeah.
Whereas the Allies can bring, for every Sherman that's destroyed, bring 5.
Flak 88s.
Yeah, they're great weapons, but they didn't have enough of them. They didn't have the production. They were making this amazing stuff they couldn't even afford.
The problem was the fuel. They had really terrible fuel.
Well, that's because they chose to have a war with the people who had all the fuel.
I watched a thing once. It was on the internet, so it must be true. Like, our refinery process, like the German engines had to have filters on filters because they didn't refine it to a certain... because it was crap fuel. So...
Well, that's why they tried to take the Caucasus.
Yes.
Well, amongst many other racial regions, but yeah.
And then there was the whole genocide thing. Bad people not condoning genocide. Let's be clear, Internet. Neither of us condone genocide.
Unless it's against aliens.
Yes.
We were made in God's image.
Yes. Destroy the Xenos unless it's the witch or the Psyker. Apart from that, genocide bad. Okay.
What the Romans done for us.
Exactly.
Right. What have we got here? Should I go with salamanders or sisters to collect and eat to make it inner firebug happy? If you want more fire, go with sisters. They have access to more fire.
They do. Yeah.
But both armies are equally amazing. You'll enjoy both. And they play almost exactly the same. Who wins in a combat scenario versus Black Templars versus a unit of Blood Angels? I think the Black Templars start off strong and then the Blood Angels get angry. Because the Red Thirst kicks in.
The Blood Angels are great on the charge.
Well, depends who's charged. Yeah. Black Templars are good all the time.
Yeah. So... if the Blood Angels charge, they have the upper hand. If they don't charge, though, Black Templars are better than them.
In the game, yeah. In the lore, I do think the Black Templars start off by having the upper hand. Because generally, I think they've got like a lot of armour and kit and all those plates and things. But then the Blood Angels just get mad.
Blood Buffalo saying that we're leaving out every Pacific fighter, typical for shame. That's a very good point. You had some very good long-range fighter bombers in the Pacific.
Was it the Dauntless? I like that. The Douglas Dauntless or something?
There's some extremely good ones.
I watched Midway. That was fun. But the Spitfire is the best fighter plane. I'm British. Deal with it. We've got...
Mephiston beats Dante, right?
I think 1-on-1 Mephiston beats Dante, yeah. Mephiston's an absolute combat beast, and Dante is... thing is, Dante routinely gets sort of like ingested with the power of Sanguinius, right? So I don't actually know.
Yeah.
On paper, I think Mephiston does, but then plot is a thing.
What's your favourite credit card number?
447... No, I don't know.
666, baby.
Baby.
Or 69, dude. Or what are the other... great numbers. Did you know like 666 was a mistranslation? It's actually 66. Again, saw it on the internet, so it must be true because the internet never lies. Saw this thing where, like the number of the beast, 666.
Or 665, the neighbour of the beast.
Apparently that's a mistranslation. Apparently the number of the beast is 611. Apparently. Like when I was growing up, you've heard of Boudica?
Yeah, they're Celtic.
That,
She was part of the Iceni or
when
something.
I was growing up,
Iceni.
Called the Iceni chieftainess of the Iceni tribe. It was
because her husband got.
It was Boudicca. And when you go to the corner of Mayfair and Park Lane in London, between Green Park and anyway, on the statue there it says Boudicca, her on the chariot, Boudicca chariot, right next to the Ritz. But that was a mistranslation. It's Boudica. So there's loads of stuff.
History's written by the victors.
And also people who can't spell. Yeah.
Yeah. People still trying to shout about Pacific fighters in the comments that understand what an opinion
But they're
is.
American.
Yeah. What's your favourite? I like this. Wrong! Favourite type of crop circle? I like the ones that look like a figure eight.
I like the ones with the aliens in it,
circles.
with Mad Mel Gibson in Signs. I watched Signs again
Signs
the other
is
day.
genuinely a little bit creepy, isn't
It's okay.
it?
It's okay.
I remember watching it as a kid and I was like, ooh.
It's not like a 10 out of 10 must-watch movie, but guys, if you're like scrolling through your Netflix or something, if you've reached the end of Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or whatever, and you've run out of stuff...
If you don't mind Mel Gibson...
Yeah, if you don't mind... Well, you can like the art and not the artist.
Yeah, you can detach.
You can do that sort of stuff.
We're adults,
For
you
example,
can detach.
I've got, I like Taylor, Tay-Tay. I'm a bit of a Swiftie. Now, I'm not saying I like her as a person.
I got no opinion.
I can shake it off.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah. Favourite cakes?
Oh, that now we're talking my language. I tell you what, I like not. So let's start with the plain ones. A good Swiss roll is a nice cake. Okay, an ice cream cake is a nice cake. The Arctic rolls, ice cream cakes.
Yeah.
Nice cake, nice basic cakes, good cakes.
Like a Viennese world.
Angel cake, good cakes.
Victoria Sponge, basic cake.
Mr. Kipling bakes exceedingly good cakes. A Bakewell tart, delicious, man. Bakewell tart, I'll take the cherry off and I'll keep licking the icing until all the icing's gone, and then nibble around the crust to get rid of the crust, and then you've got this spongy biscuit left at the beginning. Dump that in your tea and have that. You can spend a good half hour eating a Bakewell tart. It doesn't have to be a one and gone experience.
Bakewell tarts are good.
Jaffa
Favourite
cakes.
heresy Primarch, best captain sidekick. We'll come back to that one.
Oh,
Jaffa Cake's cake or biscuit? It says cake in the name. Let's go.
It's a cake and it's been legally proven to be a cake. Did you know how they legally proved it to be a cake?
No.
Because, so Jaffa Cakes, true story. Again, saw this on the internet, must be true. So in the UK, for those Americans out there, if something is a sweet or a chocolate or a thing not essential food, then it's subject to VAT. So Coke and candy bars and things like that get additional tax. When they brought this law in, it was like in the 80s or something. Yeah. And that's why biscuits, and all the biscuits went up like 25% or 100%. They all went up in money because they suddenly had to pay the tax.
Sugar tax.
And McVitie's went to court to say, no, this is not a biscuit, it's a cake, because cakes are exempt from the treat tax. It's because you're supposed to be able to have a meal and a cake and a thing. It's written,
I like it.
Yeah. So they went to court and they baked a really big Jaffa cake using all that. So it looked like a cake and they left it on the court stand through the duration of the week trial. And apparently, here's what the court decided in law. If you leave a biscuit out over time, it goes hard.
Yeah.
And if you leave a cake out, no, it's the other way around. Cakes get harder.
Biscuits start to get soft, don't they?
And biscuits get soft and go stale.
I think someone called that out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
there we go.
Biscuits come hard, cakes stay soft. Other way around, I think. Yeah. Nice.
VAT free. There we go.
Favourite Primarch and Captain Sidekick? Dawn and Sigismund are pretty cool.
Yeah, but
as like a dynamic.
He hates him though, doesn't he?
I like Amit, the Flesh Terror, and Sanguinius and their relationship.
Dude.
Because you've got Raldoron, who's like the perfect kid, who's also pretty cool.
Yeah.
To be honest, Sanguinius and 3 captains.
Yeah.
This is cheating. Sanguinius and 3 captains. You've got Zephon, the Sorrowbringer, who's the broken Space Marine captain with the bionics, and he doesn't feel like an angel anymore. He's the Sorrowbringer.
Yeah.
And then you've got Amit, who's the Rage,
Yeah.
the Flesh Terror, and then you've got Raldoron, who's the Light. And I like them. And you've got Askelion as well, who's like, all this kind of stuff. So Sanguinius and his kids, very interesting.
So what you're saying is Blood Angels again.
I'm sorry, yeah. Well, it's only because I read more into them, right? I read all the books. The Khan, I'd say the Khan is my favourite Primarch, but I don't know any of his kids other than Shivan Khan, and I never saw them interact really. So, even though he's a cool character, because again, he's like a broken Space Marine who's still fighting. Shivan Khan, he takes the Lion's Gate. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Hmm.
I said that wrong around. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Amit is probably my favourite. Amit or Dominion Zephon. Those two are cool. Best pilot call sign you came across. So in the Air Force, pilots don't have call signs. Planes do. It's a bit more of an Americanized thing for people to have call signs.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
The
not
plane,
really
not
a
the
thing.
person.
There are some people do, like they get nicknames and stuff, but generally it's the plane. And my favourite one is Triple X, which is 29 Squadron. And do you know why it's got 3 X's instead of XX 1X?
I don't know. Why has it got
There
3
we go.
X's instead
Because
of...
back in the First World War,
Yes.
someone was hired to, because there's a new squadron, paint all these aircraft with the numbers in Roman numerals. So the guy was like, right, you do X, X, and then 1X. And the guy's like, okay, XXX, triple X, so 30 Squadron, 29 Squadron. So it should have been XXIX.
Right.
And the painter apparently got it wrong.
Okay.
And from there, they just went, well, we've got no time to change this now. We're deploying to France.
Okay.
And that's it. So now they're Triple X, even though they're 29 Squadron. Not the best, not the funnest. Like I've seen like Rampage and Devil and loads of things like that. But yeah, Triple X is my favourite.
If you had to bring a Raven Guard character to 40k, which one would you do? None of them. Leave them there. They're fine. Dawn is boring, but his boy is... Dawn isn't boring. Dawn is actually Dawn's character...
Dawn in the
gets
Saturnine is great.
He gets a lot... I mean, it's like saying Ultramarines, Ultra Smurfs, and Dawn, boring. No. It's the surface level stuff. That's what it feels like on the surface. But you scratch below the surface of Dawn, there's some depth there. We could do a whole show on it. It's complex.
I just want to suggest something. Matzo, dude, nicknames are not only... I never said nicknames are just for the US. I said call signs for specific individuals in a military setting is more a US thing. We do have some in the UK, but in my experience, in my 10 years in the Air Force, I never met a single human being who had a call sign. Their aircraft had a call sign. I just want to clarify that. Nicknames are definitely a thing, but we would never call them that over the radio. We would call them their aircraft call sign.
Dawn was boring. Imperial Fists were boring. Not anymore. Heresy made them amazing. Yes, Marius. The same with... everyone... No Fear was the best press release the Ultramarines ever did. Best non-Blood Angels models to be converted to Blood Angels.
Come back to me.
Okay.
Oh, the Custodes Stabby Dreadnought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Custodes Stabby Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Black Sheep Squadron in World War II was named because the original Bastards wasn't news-friendly in the 40s, but they were so successful they wanted to report on them.
Sounds real. Sounds legit.
Who is the blood for? Just say it. Just say it. Who is the blood for?
I am Rogel Dawn. Da, 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 da.
This is my plan. This is how writing the thing upon the wall, just like the hand on the wall, just like the Cymbalite, just like Agatha. When she had her jaw shut off, she said, the people who wrote the stuff on the wall and did the things and did the... I'm listening to, right now, The End and the Death for like the 5th time on Audible, because I've read it twice while I'm doing all the Iron Hands over there.
There are a lot.
There's so many... I'm still picking up bits. There's so many bits in that book, which I'm now picking up in book 1. I'm like, oh, that's a reference to that in book 3. And that's the thing in here. And man, it's so good. It's so good.
My favourites are Saturnine and Warhawk. And Echoes of Eternity is a close third.
In the Solar War.
In the Siege of Terror specifically, yeah.
So
if you're looking at the wider Horus Heresy, I don't even know. Or wider Warhammer in general.
So that's interesting. Out of all of them, you're not picking The End and the Death.
No.
And after I did The End and the Death the first time, I would have agreed with you. Saturnine and Echoes of Eternity were my two favourite. And just like everyone else, The End and the Death isn't. But now it's The End and the Death. Now The End and the Death is better. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I probably because I just listened to it all at once, and it's a very long book.
Jack Carter's listening to The Devastation of Baal. Hopefully you listened to Dante beforehand or read Dante beforehand.
Dante's an excellent
because
book.
it kind of follows.
Yeah.
Dante, then The Devastation of Baal.
Then Darkness in the Blood.
It makes Devastation of Baal better. If you are doing Devastation of Baal and you haven't done Dante, then go back to Dante, then do Darkness in the Blood. Yeah. Sultan Winters, any other hobbies away from 30k or 40k? I skydive. I also surf. I do surfing, skydiving, horse riding, rock climbing, race car driving. I also do a bit of paragliding, deep sea fishing, deep sea diving, basically anything to blood sports, gladiator arrange, robot wars. There are no friends in Robot Wars. And finally, a bit of I like to cosplay as a banana and lie on the street like that and try and get people to slip on me as they walk by. Where did that banana come from? That's a giant banana. Boom. That's
Why is that banana screaming? Yeah. Yeah, I play guitar.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
And sometimes he shoots things as well.
Oh yeah, I go shooting.
Yeah.
Not animals. I don't shoot the animals. I shoot clays. And sometimes people.
Also, other hobbies, eating. I like food.
You sleep occasionally.
I do naps.
Yeah,
I'm big at naps.
Oh,
like
I have dogs. They're a hobby.
Are they?
And a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. One's a puppy. He's definitely a lifestyle choice.
One's a pain in the ass. The other one's really nice.
It switches which one that is on a day-by-day basis.
Normally the puppy's the pain in the ass.
Normally, but it does flip occasionally. Because the old one just decides, I'm not getting enough attention, I'm going to act out. It's like kids.
Burn them all. Yeah. Dogs and kids. Burn it all.
Jim was saying that Kaikaltus Dusk is his favourite. In what do you think about that? Kaikaltus Dusk.
Yeah, man, he's good.
Yeah, he's cool.
There's so many good characters.
The only one strong enough. Sultan needs to bring his Blood Angels 3 times on the trot. Well, let me tell you, if, like the Dark Angels Codex, there are 3 detachments, I'll probably give them all a go, and we can see them one after the other. So long as I have the models to do it, because sometimes there's restrictions. Like the Raven Wing one for the Dark Angels, you probably need some bikes, right? So.
Yeah. Also, I've never seen you bring more than 2 armies in a row at the because you're like do this, and then you'll try it the second time, try something else the second time, and then after the second time, like you might play Blood Angels and then Blood Angels again, or you might play this and then that again and try something out the second time, and then we'll talk after the second one. You go, I could try this the third time. We could do the. And then you'll hit me up like a week later, a day later, saying, "No, I've got this other idea. It's got this other thing. It
always happens. Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, you've got to do what you want to do. You've got to play 40k your way. You've got to
live
play
your truth.
You've got to live your truth, people. You've got to embrace your inner monkey.
And that's why I think this is the best codex. Honestly, it's actually all right. Like not as its own thing, but it's plugging it in. Genuinely pretty good to plug into other armies. You like getting plugged in too, don't you?
Only on a Tuesday.
Oh shit.
We answered the favourite type of crop circle one.
Yeah.
Oh, we said Mad Mel Gibson in Signs.
Yeah, and also sometimes I like the figure 8 looking ones where they put too close together.
Have you read Trial by Blood?
No. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2 minutes warning. It's been fun this evening. This has been fun. We should do this again sometime. I've enjoyed myself. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
different work evening.
You work today. Are you working tomorrow? You've got a proper job where you do proper things.
Yeah.
He's a international man of mystery. He's skydiving, parachuting, surfing, behind enemy lines, all that sort of spy and espionage stuff, which is why he can't show his face on the internet. He does a proper job. And so I really appreciate you coming around, having a chat with me about the Imperial Agents Codex. If you want to come back at any point to chat about other codexes and things, you're more than welcome. The chat seem to like you more. Blood Buffalo said you're both less annoying together. See, we're
But
less
he
annoying.
only ever sees us together.
Yeah.
How does he? Oh, I suppose he sees you by yourself.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very annoying on my own.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that was fun. I hope did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like talking.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And it's like you're a chatty person. It's like you in a room with like Brap at the same time. It's like
Well, I don't speak because I don't get a word in.
well,
With Brap,
yeah, Brap really likes to chat.
get
and
me a
you like
monkey
to
in a
chat.
room, we'll chat.
Okay.
Because he lets me speak.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gives me a moment. He asks me questions and things.
Does he?
Yeah.
That was a question.
Like he asks me how. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's good. He's like, "How you doing? How are you doing?"
How are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you want a hug?
Yeah. I want more blood angels.
Well, Blood Angels are coming soon to a channel near you. Stay tuned. More Sultan, please, says Jackus Woods. Look,
Oh right, I thought it was Sultan. More Sultan, please.
more Sultan, please.
Yes.
More of the Sultans and things. We're going to press some buttons. I used to be able to just press that button there and it would turn it off.
Yeah.
But something happened to that. So now I have to press multiple buttons.
Shall I just click
No.
stop streaming?
Don't ever press those on the right. That breaks the whole thing. You got to press the sound one.
What the hell was that?
That was me trying to, and then I think it's that
He
one.
exerted himself the smallest amount and burped.
Say happy wargaming.
Happy wargaming.